Welcome to Aftermath TV, digital style. What's going on, boys?
What's
you know.
Doug, how are you?
Doing okay. Surviving, being indoors all the time. I'm learning a lot about the internet and how it works. I'm learning a lot. That's where a lot of people get their information, whether it's correct or not. That's where it's coming from these days.
It's a scary place, though, eh?
Very scary place.
Jimmy, how are you?
Hanging in there. Like Nug, I'm trying to learn this technology, exactly tech savvy, but I get by.
Yeah, you guys are doing just fine. And Anthony, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Every day is the best day ever. I play with my son and my wife and my dog, and we go for bike rides and we go for walks and we cook delicious meals, and I want nothing to do with this technology.
I saw a tweet of yours, and it said something about you vacuuming, and when you and your dog make eye contact when you're vacuuming, it's like a fight waiting to happen.
He's just looking at me like, say the word, and I will tear that vacuum cleaner apart.
He's so cute. Stashu. Okay, so this little episode of Aftermath TV, we're going to go through our wins and fails of the week that was WWE. So these wins and fails can come from Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. Okay, so I think to start us off with their win is Jimmy.
Yeah, my win is this qualifying for the Money in the Bank match, as opposed to in the past where guys would come out and cut this scathing promo on how they deserve to be in this Money in the Bank match, and they declare themselves in the match, just like that. Or, just somebody is anointed or appointed in the match. This way you have to earn your way into the match, which is the way it should have been from day one. So I like the idea of having people having to work their way into the match.
Yeah, anytime you could have emphasis, put an emphasis on winning and losing, it's better. It's just a better response from the audience, which is not so.
Forgiving.
It gives reasons. It gives reasons for these guys to be in the match. Back forever ago, we used to have a top 10 contenders list, and we don't have that kind of thing anymore. So it's nice to see these people vying for a shot, but that is the reason why they're in the match. They're just not automatically given the match.
And it's also nice because with any tournament that we watch in sports, or most of them, you have to qualify, the best guys or the best teams qualify for these tournaments. So it actually is, even from a fan's perspective or sports perspective, it's exciting to see who's going to get the chance to compete in that Money in the Bank ladder match.
And in these qualifying matches, you have the potential of creating brand new rivalries.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. That's a good one. I felt the same way. My win kind of stems off of your win, Jimmy, but not yet. Nug, you're next.
My win for the whole week happened on NXT with finally the arrival of Bivens Enterprises. And Malcolm Bivens brings out two huge dudes as a tag team, Rinku and Sarav. They're called Indus Sher, which is Indus means river and Sher means lion. So the River Lions. Let's get t-shirts that say River Lions. But I'm very happy Malcolm Bivens has been waiting in the wings to appear on NXT television. He's great on the microphone. He's quite a character. And to give him two giant dudes, and he's a little smaller, I'm going to say, it's a great ring picture, but also a brand new monster tag team for NXT. And I dig tag team wrestling, so that's my big win for the week.
I like it because what's been lacking for a long time, and I bet Nug, you will agree with me on this, is someone, a mouthpiece, a manager other than Paul Heyman. Don't get me wrong. I love Paul Heyman. I think he's fantastic. He's the perfect mouthpiece that fits with Brock Lesnar, but we don't have that classy Freddie Blassie anymore. We don't have that Lou Albano. We don't have Bobby the Brain Heenan. Yeah, exactly. So maybe this could be, it doesn't mean I want a whole plethora of them, but it's nice to have at least a few, one or two maybe, that can kind of reestablish the role of a manager, so to speak.
AC?
I think it's vital, especially there should be more people coming to the ring with superstars. I love the notion of a corner man, someone coming out with a towel, bottle of water. Just you train with people. You're an athlete. You should come to the ring together. Early UFCs, we saw the trains of people coming out. In Japan, they come out with corner men. Somebody should be there with you. You're coming out to a fight, whether it's a manager, a corner person, a training partner. I really like having somebody in the corner, so it's good.
AC, while we have you in the hot seat, give us your win.
Oh yeah, my win. We touched on it a little bit earlier. It's the interim cruiserweight tournament to find a new champion. Immediately, well, first of all, we're going to get to see everything we like: new matchups and dream matchups. There's an onus on winning, and just for the spirit of competition, to have those brackets and have them narrowed down, it just makes for some really important. The feeling of importance in each match, and victory is so much more celebrated when there's something on the line. It's not just a match, not just a grudge match. And grudge matches, I'm sure they're important to the people that have a grudge, but an actual prize for winning is the most important.
And there's something about the brackets, about filling them in or putting your picks in, and then there being an upset or your favorite person winning. Like, I feel like filling out a bracket and there being a tournament style, style to these things is just awesome. For me personally, it makes it so much fun.
No, totally agree. And I'm going to use one word to amplify all of it: reasons.
Yes,
there's a reason to have these participants compete against one another, as opposed to, okay, here's superstar A versus superstar B. Why? There is a reason why now.
It's interesting that there's a few names not in the tournament. There's a couple of former champions that are available and around and aren't in the tournament. It's nice to see new names, but I'm wondering why some people weren't included.
There could be travel restrictions for some people.
Yeah, very much so.
Is your hamster thinking anything, Nug, or no?
Oh, he's
isolated.
So I'm hoping for a pure upset all the way. Cinderella story all the way.
My hamster is isolating over there on his wheel.
It's a smart hamster. Our hamster is a smart hamster. Okay, my win. I just think Asuka's so cool and so talented. And I think that this superstar has done such a good job of staying. She literally does the same job as she does in front of people and when there's no one in the arena. Like, she is so captivating. She's so cool. She's so talented in the ring. I love her on the mic. I think she's hilarious. And I just want to see more and more of her. And I was really, really impressed with her in the Money in the Bank qualifier. And I really want her to win Money in the Bank. I don't know if she will. I'm just her biggest fan right now. And I think that she's honestly doing a very good job. I don't want to say she's carrying everyone, but she's doing a good job of almost leading everyone in this weird time of performing in front of no audience and still being very compelling. Like, her dance moves and everything, she's so great. And every time I see her, I just am like, she's awesome. I really, really want her to get back into bigger pictures in WWE.
Yeah, it's interesting. You never know the circumstances that someone's going to shine in. I don't know if it's sometimes because even though the audience is normally there, they may not be, she may not understand what they're saying because of a language barrier. So when there's no audience, it's less of an impact for her because she's not really interacting with the audience as much as everybody else because she's not able to understand them, maybe.
I've always been a proponent of communicating with your audience to get your message across. And at first, when that time she sat on commentary, and spoke no English whatsoever and ranted on. At first I thought, I don't know about this. And then again, after watching Monday Night Raw and stuff like that, it's starting to grow on me, the fact that she's not speaking English and she's going on these rants and stuff. It's, for her, it works, I think.
I totally agree.
We like imagining she's saying the most horrible things about people, and we'll never know what she's saying. Asuka is quickly becoming my wife's favorite. She's like, hey, Asuka's on, and you don't know what she's saying, and it's fantastic. You can tell she's just tearing everybody apart, making fun of everybody, but she's having the best time doing it, and I think that's when a superstar is the most fun to watch.
It's funny because you said that, because I could imagine the guys, the 7-second delay guys with the finger on the buzzer going, do I push this? I don't know. I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
If you want to know what she's saying, just ask her.
Well,
I was waiting.
There we go.
The bad you're stealing my gimmick.
Okay, Anthony, you know what? I'm done.
I love that. No, come back. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, Jimmy, you're going to start us off with your fail from the week.
Okay, and please don't get me wrong. I don't mind Braun Strowman as your new Universal Champion on SmackDown. I'm just a proponent of The Fiend not needing a title and him seemingly going into a program. I get the backstory between the two, you know, their relationship back in the Wyatt family. I get that. I get trying to connect the dots there, but at the same time, I'm a big proponent of The Fiend not being in the title picture because he does not need it.
Not at all. Doesn't need it at all. Was happy to have it off of him. I don't know why he wants to get back into it. I know he's got some history with Braun, like a little bit, because Braun was in the Wyatt family for a heartbeat back in the day. But Braun has done so much since the Wyatt family, and him now being Universal Champion, I guess that makes him a target for The Fiend because they have a history, and that's who The Fiend's going after. But I'd rather not see him go after that title at all.
And are we just supposed to forget what happened? He got like destroyed not long ago, like destroyed, like the kind of destruction that's going to leave a mark on you. You know what I mean?
Jimmy, how would you like things to go? How would you like to see them go?
It's hard because yes, you know, Roman Reigns not being in the picture right now, and rightfully so, doing the right thing for him. It speaks volumes as to who is the one to speak up. This could be an opportunity for someone to step up and elevate themselves and have Braun elevate them to that next level. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, who is that? I might have liked to have seen maybe a Sheamus jump into there, a returning Sheamus. Sure. I thought that would be an interesting matchup with him and Braun. I just don't like seeing Bray in that scenario right now.
All right, Nug, your fail.
I know it was Easter, and I have to say that the Messiah has not risen. Seth Rollins, you lose at WrestleMania. You lose a ton of not just momentum, but like any belief anybody might have had in your Messiah, you being the Messiah of Monday night, kind of fell apart. You lost to Kevin Owens. He jumped off a sign and put you through a table with an elbow. And so I guess because you lost at WrestleMania, you're now in the title picture. My advice to all superstars is to lose as much as possible because then you'll get the title shot. It's clearly that's how it works. So Rollins inserting himself into the title picture, why? You're a loser. Losers get rewarded. It makes no sense. You have not risen. You are not the Messiah of Monday night. And in fact, you going after the title again is boring.
I would pay money, Nug, to see you go on Monday Night Raw and go on a mic and say that to Seth Rollins' face. I think it'd be so hilarious.
I'm buying a ticket. I'm buying a ticket.
You cannot. It's just teaching people that wins. It doesn't matter. Winning doesn't matter. You get a title shot if you lose anyway.
Yeah, you know what? I guess they're trying to inject the fact that he has a certain status and he can inject himself into a situation without winning something. But yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and for me, as someone who's a big proponent of having a good guy face a bad guy in these scenarios, I wouldn't have minded seeing someone like maybe a Kevin Owens come out and challenge. You know, he did beat Seth Rollins. He did beat the Messiah at WrestleMania. Have someone who came out of WrestleMania, you know,
as a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I think Kevin Owens actually would have been perfect. Nug, you make excellent points. There's nothing else to say. You hit every single point properly.
Well, I was an English major, so I always cite my sources.
It's amazing. Anthony, I actually really agree with your fail, so you're up next.
Fail. Oh, yeah. So all of a sudden, you know, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, it seems like we found something perfect for them. Let's put them together. I think their strengths will be perfectly used in the tag team division because they can jump in from all different angles and use that agility and timing. And just they got crushed, you know. So putting them in a tag team is sort of a little bit of a repackaging type thing. And all of a sudden, their repackaging didn't go very well. Like, how much farther down are they going to go before they hit rock bottom and start building their way back up?
It's funny you said that because I was looking at it like, oh, Ricochet has, like, everybody likes Ricochet and Cedric hasn't been on TV for a bit. So here now, you pair them together and you can bring Cedric up to the same level as Ricochet. But now it seems both of them are super boring, even though they have matching tights and look like a tag team. They're kind of duds.
That's exactly how I felt. You know, I love Ricochet and I find him to be super entertaining because he does some crazy stuff. But I literally was watching the TV last night and I was like, yeah. And I felt bad. I almost felt bad feeling that way because I was like, come on, like Ricochet's one of your guys, Caroline, you know? And I just, nothing against him or Cedric Alexander. I just was like, it's not doing it for me. And I couldn't figure it out. But I guess you guys make excellent points right now.
No, it goes back to, you can be the best performer in ring wise on the planet, but if you do not have personality, you do not have character, you do not connect with that audience, people are going to tune up. The biggest example I use for years, and everybody looks at me, oh, Hulk Hogan, he wasn't a great wrestler in the ring. Hold on. Two things. First of all, Hulk Hogan was one of the biggest characters. He was over immensely as the Hulkster, but go back and watch tapes of him in Japan against Antonio Inoki and guys like that and Giant Baba. Tell me he can't wrestle. Yes, he can. He didn't have to.
I like when a fire's lit under Jimmy Corderas' bum. I love when he gets going.
This is one of the points that a lot of the veterans and a lot of coaches, they've been making for years and years and years. And you know, you know how it got really, like, the indies got cool and the indies got trendy. And so we had all these indie style wrestlers coming up and everyone's like, okay, there's a reason they're on the indies, is because they haven't learned the art of telling a story and working, and they do spots. And spots became popular, but spots don't have longevity like somebody that knows how to tell a story and work. And Undertaker had a thing recently and just said, what happens when they've seen it? What happens when they've seen it? Like, how come I never, ever, ever, ever got sick of Hulk Hogan firing up? Because it was emotional and it was part of a story. It wasn't just a move. You know? So hopefully now that they're in this environment, because when you get hired by NXT or WWE, it's the Harvard of professional wrestling. You're around brilliant minds. You have producers that hopefully can rub off on you, and you're not going to just block it and be, you know, try and deflect all this knowledge and think that, no, I got it my way. I know what got me here. I'm going to stick to it. No, you actually absolutely have to adapt, you know, and you got to learn how to work.
And is Ricochet always going to flip between tights and shorts, like long tights and short tights? Like, pick a spot.
He's so talented, man. I hope he kind of.
He is. I hope he could put that together with something character-wise or personality-wise that would get people invested.
He's one of my favorites. I agree with you guys. All really
good
dude.
Points. Good dude.
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
Okay. My fail, and nothing against the GarganoChampa match. I just thought it was too long. It was an hour long, pretty much. And for people who are complaining, saying that Edge and Randy Orton's WrestleMania match was too long, I felt like this one just really was lengthy. And nothing against those superstars. I always think that they, especially against each other, they put on a really good match. I just was like, when it becomes that long, I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm alone in that, but it
Like, you know what? I kind of agree, but kind of like the Randy Orton Edge match, I didn't have an issue with the length so much because they were telling a compelling story and I was invested in the story they were telling. My issue with it was too soon after the Randy Orton and Edge match and too soon after the other cinematic masterpieces we got with Undertaker and AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt and John Cena. I thought those need to be spaced out a lot more. It was too soon.
And maybe that's what it was for me. Maybe that's exactly what it was for me. But I was just like, I don't know. I couldn't. I started, not that I started to lose interest as time went on, but I was just like, okay, I think it could have ended a couple times before.
But it's almost like someone saw the Edge and Randy Orton match, like Gargano and Ciampa, and then they said, what if it was longer and less satisfying? They just had a knockdown drag out fight through the entire Performance Center on NXT a couple weeks ago. Then we had Edge and Randy Orton do the same thing, and then we have Gargano and Ciampa do the same thing again. I've seen it. If I'm going to quote The Undertaker, what if they've seen it? There's an example.
Yeah, sometimes I understand the motivation to cement yourself as. Oops, hold on, I got something. To cement yourself as a great wrestler. You know, sometimes that Broadway or that desire to do the hour match, Ironman matches. You know, I can see why you want to do that. You want to classify yourself as someone who's basically in that category, who's able to do that. But yeah, not the right time.
All right, guys, any other wins or fails from the week before we wrap it up?
I'm just happy Nia Jax is back still.
She looks fantastic.
Awesome.
She looks great. I love her.
And even though she lost to Asuka, I thought Ruby Riott looked fantastic.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, not going over, but getting over. I thought she looked really good. And just Raw, I thought was if you're a fan of in-ring product, you got a lot of that. You got a lot of good matches on Monday night. I thought, you know,
Oney Lorcan back looking great.
Oh, he is so good.
Great.
And to the guy who tweeted me and said, "Hey, is he the best jobber?" If you use that term again, I'm blocking you.
No.
And guys, I quickly also want to mention Tamina. I mean, I think Tamina is one of the superstars I would literally never want to upset, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see her and Sasha Banks as well go at it. And I think Bayley's doing a good job, like instigating that entire thing. I don't trust Bayley one bit. I don't really want to see Bayley and Sasha Banks feud again, which I think that's where it's going. But I am looking forward to Tamina, you know, just messing some stuff up. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and check us out every Friday around noon or 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll be talking live to all Aftermath TV fans about the week that was WWE. Thanks for watching.